Hello again, it's Mr. Pete, and this is episode 68B, the answers in my What Is It series, Mystery Tools. Go back and watch part A, where I talked about these, and now if you read the comments, you'll find many correct answers as well as incorrect ones. And I have all the answers, I believe, except for this one. I'm really unsure, but let's start with number one. Number one is a Phillips tool. That is the name of the company, and it was used to drill and set redhead anchors. At least we used to call them redhead. So you put the anchor right in here, and then, well, I'm not sure. So long since I used one. But as you drill it, you turn it back and forth, and the anchor was a combination drill and anchor. And I had to look at an old McMaster car catalog because I don't think they sell them anymore. We always call those redheads, and I think this was red as I remember, but I could be wrong. But these are the teeth that did the drilling, and also it is the anchor, so the anchor stayed in the concrete after you blew it out. And there was a very laborious way of doing it. I think it was before hammer drills, maybe, I'm not totally sure, but that's what we got right here. And in the catalog there is a picture of one or a similar one and a description of how it's used. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, here's item 2. And I was surprised how many people had this right, and that's the name of the actual company. And remember, thank you to John for giving me 3 or 4 of these items. This item is used, and by the way, it's a Sargent pliers with this type of end on it, and it's for installing ferrules or ends or whatever you would call them, on coaxial cables and other types of cables. I don't know if they're TV cables or computer cables or what, but anyway, it securely fastens that round ferrule onto the cable. So that's the purpose of that. My wife helps me with these items, and she put this label on here with John's name, so I had thought that she covered up the label telling exactly what it is, or I assumed that this was a KD tool, that is KD, automotive tool, because of the handle, but there is no markings under this label or any other place on here. And several people said it was for adjusting carburetors. Others said it was something to do with installing windshields and the rubber and the seals around there. And there were a bunch of other answers as well. So I really don't have the answer. You'll have to look through the comments because we are still unsure. I'm really rather surprised there's no name on it. It's not a durable tool because this is aluminum. So you can't do anything where there would be prying with this. But exactly what this does, I don't know. And some people said that it was for installing springs on seats. I don't get that, but it appears to be broken here. Or is it made that way? I can't really tell, but to me it looks like it's broken. So we're unsure. Be sure and read the comments because sometimes we get the true answer only in part 2 or part B, and then I can't ever really announce to people what the final decision is on this. So we're unsure on item 3. I had never seen this tool at all, and there's the number, and they're made in several different sizes, and this is the size that takes a 1/2 inch ratchet. So this is used on trucks or bigger vehicles, I'm told, to adjust the toe in and move, well, it's not the tie rods, but it's, anyway, it's for the steering on trucks and I suppose cars as well. Awful lot of mechanics must be watching this because some of them said, I got one of these in my toolbox, or I have one of each size in my toolbox. So it's probably a pretty popular tool. I'm just unaware of it. I never did. And And now we come to the final item, number 5, which is marked Briggs & Stratton patent pending. No other numbers on it. And in the original video a week ago, I made a suggestion and told you that Briggs & Stratton made other things besides engines, small engines, and I was hinting that this was for making Briggs & Stratton keys for General Motors cars and other brands as well. So let's have another view of this, and then I'm going to show you what it is. Okay, since I knew that it was for Briggs & Stratton keys, I did a search, and all you'll get on the Briggs & Stratton keys is these stupid little keys that are used for a riding lawnmower, and one size fits all. And then of course you recognize this as a Briggs & Stratton flywheel key, but of course we know it is neither one of those. Well, if you're old like me and you had General Motors products, or I think Harley-Davidson and many other companies as well, but the point being that Briggs & Stratton made the ignition keys and the ignition locks for decades on many brands of cars, mainly General Motors, so raise your hand if you recognize these. And they were always marked Briggs & Stratton on one side and General Motors or Studebaker or whatever it was on the other side. Now why am I telling you all this? Well, the very unique thing about these keys is there was a knockout. Can you see the knockout here? It says knockout. So on the back side of that there is a number. I think you can see it on the middle one, that there is a number. So the idea was that you were supposed to take that key and knock that out and put that little knockout in a safe place, but of course everybody instantly lost it. And again, why am I telling you that? So evidently dealers and maybe locksmiths had a code book, and with the code book and that number that you provided, they were able to produce a key. I know it seems pretty primitive compared to what they do now. So they would take a blank, and I'm not sure if they used a file or what, but they could file the notches in that key to fit your car. So that's what that is for, and I had never seen one before because I worked in a hardware store, and if somebody needed a key, you know, we duplicated them. But I suppose that was for people that lost their keys, so it would have cost them 50 cents. Now it's $250 to get a key made for your Toyota, and $500 sometimes for a Mercedes key. And is that crazy enough? Okay, thank you for watching. This is Mr. Pete, and be sure and watch my other videos. I hope you got a kick out of this, and I have a lot more tools. I got a whole box of them that will appear sooner or later in future episodes of my What Is It series. So I'll see you then. So long for now.